Well, once again, we got more Japanese wrestling for all of you. So, let's get started on this episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that is pro wrestling from AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, matches, wrestlers, and championships. I am your host, Sherrod here. Now, this is a interesting review I'm going to do for all of you. This is a brand new one you may not have heard of, but I have heard of these guys before. It's called Active Events Pro Wrestling. Originally, they were known as Kaienti Dojo. This promotion used to be run by someone you may have heard of in during the Attitude Era of WWE named Taka Michinoku. He had a dojo where he trained a lot of wrestlers, and he named not only he had a promotion but also an academy where he trained wrestlers. Now, however, in 2019, in 2019, he actually was involved in a scandal, involved with a woman, and apparently he was forced out of the company. And that's when he formed the new one. Sorry, formed a new one, Just Tap Out. So I this is the first time I actually seen their events. This one took place on the 28th of December in Cork and Hall. Is called Glam Sam. So I'm not too familiar with majority of the wrestlers, but I'll just say what matches were involved and I'll tell you what I thought of it. First match is from Nakashima and Daiju Wakamatsu versus Chicharito Shoki and Takuro Niki. Now I'm not sure who these guys are, but from the way I said, these guys are like beginners types, but it's okay. But it was Shoki and Nikki that won this match. Next match, this first team is another tag team. This is Kuri no um, Mogani with Shinsuke Sayama taking on Ricky Fuji and Taylor Adams. Not, I've seen a photo of this guy, Ku Nogami, before on YouTube, but they know who it was. He seems like the lazy type when I saw him. Very interesting match. Of course, when I said Tyler Adams, yes, he's a foreigner, a gaijin, is what they said. Um, Interesting match. It was pretty good. But however, it's Ricky Fuji and Taylor Adams that won this one. Next match is a women's match. First one is Rina Shingaki taking on one of Ice Ribbon's champions, Risa Serra. Now, I was surprised to see her here. I didn't expect her, but I'm assuming that certain women are allowed to wrestle in other promotions, as long as if they have some sort of deal for sanctioned matches in their promotions. I'm not sure. It's I'm still trying to get used to it. But however, it was a really good match. I did enjoy it. Um, Riza kind of put on a very interesting show, putting a good submission to win her match. Next match is another singles competitor. This is from Kaiji Tomato versus Hiroshi Yamato. Now, the beginning of this match was kind of funny. Kaiji Tomato looks like a cheerleader, but later he fell asleep because um, Hiroshi Yamato was singing. Yeah, don't ask me why. He was like bored out of his mind. He knew that this was gonna happen, but however, it was Kaiji Tomato the one. Very interesting. Next match is a six-man tag team match. This one is a very interesting one. First team is two guys and a girl. The first person involved is Ayame Sasamura, who's one of the women here in this match, teaming with Kotaro Yoshino and Tank Naiga, taking on the Stronghearts, El Lindaman, T-Hawk, and Shima. Now, I know these guys, Stronghearts, pretty well. I've seen them. I talked about them. Um, pretty good match with them. Put on a good show as always, and of course they won their match on this one. Next match is a no DQ 8-man tag team elimination match. First team, this group called Andrew Kingdom, consistent of Yamu Honda, Taishi Takisawa, Chango, weird name, and the Andrew King Takuma, taking on Shu Azakawa, Tatsuya Hanane, Kinoe Toshima, and Keigo Mashino. However, in this match, the leader, Andrew King Takuma, tried to be the sneaky one to let his guys take the fall, but however, he did try to be the last one, but however, was no good, so he lost. And of course, allowing the other team, what's their name? Um, Shu Asakuwa, Mahane, Toshima, and Mashino to win the match. Excuse me. Now the next one is a championship match. This is for the 2AW Openweight Championship between someone I know who's also a member of the Strong Hearts, Shigehiro Iri, versus the champion Ayato Yoshida. Awesome match. I think this is one of the good ones too. I have to say, when it comes to championships match, you don't know what to expect, and this is one. But however, I was surprised how Yamato ended it. It was so great with his kicks and all that. So he retained his title. So I have to say, there's more of these guys. I like to review it more. So let's end it here. Let's go with Pro Wrestling Noah. All right, so we got the fourth day of Pro Wrestling Noah's Higher Ground. So let's go from start to finish on this one. First match we have the junior heavyweights of the faction known as Kongo, Neo, Hao, and Tadasuke taking on Yasutaka Yano, Kinya Okada, and Jun Miyawaki. Now, I've always loved the junior heavyweights in this completely, especially when it comes with these guys with Kongo. They're very dominant. I know that Neo and Hao tried to win the junior heavyweight tag team titles, unsuccessful. I know that Tadasuke tried to get the junior heavyweight title. It's only a matter of time before these guys get that, but unbelievable match in the junior heavyweight division. Of course, the match ended in the favor of Kongo. Neo, Hao, and Tadasake actually won that one. So, pretty good match. Next match, we have Atsuke um, Kotoge, Daiki Inaba, and Yoshiki Inamura taking on Full Throttle's member Yohei, teaming with Shuhei Naguchi and Mohamed Yone. Good match, but not sure what to make of it because that's how it is. But it was a good match. Don't get me wrong. However, Atsushi Toge Inabe, but it was Inamura who actually won the match by putting a great submission to end it, winning for his team. Great match on his part. Next match, we have more members of Kongo. This time we got Masa Kitamiya and Katsuhiko Nakajima taking on Sugiura Gun, Kendo Kashi, Takashi Sugiura. Match was good too. However, they tried to do a lot of submissions. Shigeru Gun tried to do that, but however, wasn't enough due to the aggressiveness and tried the dominant side of Congo and they won. But however, in post match, there was no translator. But I can guess that if you guys don't know that Takashi Shigeru, he he is in fact one half of the GHC. He's one half of the GHC heavyweight tag team titles. So basically, it doesn't take a genius that say, okay, what's their name? Kitamiya and Nakajima want those titles. So it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. But we don't know when that happened. I'm sure in the upcoming event it could, but we'll see. Next match, this rivalry between these two teams have been in an all-time high. It's Kotaro Suzuki, Nozawa Rongai, and Akudo Hidaka taking on Stinger, Yuya Suzumu, Yoshinari Ogawa, and Hayata. This rivalry has always been one of those storytellings. They hate each other. It mostly started with Suzuki and all this. So basically, rivalry still continues on. But however, it was Stinger that won this match. But this rivalry is far, far, far from over. But yeah, next match. It's Kengo, Nabusoya, and Keno versus M's Alliance, Masato Tanaka, and Masakatsu Funaki. Now, let me pause this a little bit right here. There was a wrestler that came out when Keno retained his title from a previous higher ground in the third day of the higher ground. I didn't know who it was until I realized it was Funaki who actually comes out. Now, Keno wasn't willing to shake his hand because Keno is the kind of guy who wants to be a badass, who has always proven his dominance no matter who gets in his face. And he's always looking for better competition. That's always been like that for him. To prove he's the dominant one no matter what the cause. But however, this match kind of proved maybe his luck is running out. Um, as you know, a previous wrestler choked him out, and that kind of led him to a challenge. However, Funaki put him in a chokehold and put him to sleep completely. M's Alliance winning the match. Great match. Now, the main event, we got first team Saki Yoshiaka of Full Throttle teaming with M's Alliance. Now, Michi Marufuji and Kejimoto taking on Daisuke Arada, Kaito Koyumiyama, and of course the champion himself, Go Shiozaki. Now, Kejimoto is already set to face Shiozaki for the title, but however, Seki Yoshiaki wants to face Harada for the junior heavyweight title. So basically, it's more like a preview. Awesome match. Basically, it's what to expect in a preview before these competitors compete for the titles and all that. It did ended up with Keiji Muto picking up the victory for his team, proving that a guy in his late 50s can still kick some butt. So great match. So and right here, let's go with New Japan Pro Wrestling's Castle Attack. Okay, so we got New Japan starting up a brand new tour called The Road to Castle Attack. This took place in Corkin Hall on Valentine's Day, February 14th. The first match was a Young Lions match. They introduced a brand new Young Lion. I'm assuming he is ready to be exposed to the public. His name is Yudo Nakashima taking on Yuya Umura. Now, this match did not go exactly according to plan. It ended in 52 seconds. Now, I don't know what happened, but it looks like the match ended in the favor of Umura. The referee called the match. So it was the right thing to do. Looks like something happened to him. I'm not sure what it was. There was no English commentating happening, so I just watch what happens. The next match we got the Empire, Jeff Cobb, Will Ospreay, and the Great Khan alongside with B Priestley taking on Gabriel Kidd, Satoshi Kojima, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Now, this match was set because of the upcoming rivalry in the match soon for the Never Openweight title between Tanahashi and Great Khan. This took place in the New Beginning in Nagoya, where Tanahashi beat Takagi for the title, but however, the party was spoiled by Great Khan, claiming to be the next challenger, saying that he's going to force him to retire so he can hand over the title to him. But it did start out where Tanahashi just went for Khan, but however, Empire still continues to be more formidable than they realized, all thanks to Jeff Cobb applying the Tour of the Islands, a finisher. So the Empire won this match. Next match, we got Bullet Club members El Fantasmo, Taiji Shimura, and Yujiro Takahashi taking on LIJ's Shingo Takagi, Bushi, and Hiromu Takahashi. Now, as you know this, El Fantasmo attacked Hiromu. He wants a shot of the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, but however, Hiromu said that both Fantasmo and Ishimori have to put their IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles on the line too. So basically, it was a fair trade. It, but of course, they both had their own third man to be involved. They had Yujiro on the Bullet Club side, and of course, Takagi in the LIJ side. But of course, it did not end with one pinning the other. It ended with Shingo um, pinning Yujiro to end the match. So LIJ took this one match of the night. And then we got more of LIJ, consistent of Sanada, Tetsuya Naito taking on the Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, and of course, the double champion, the God, Kota Ibushi. Now, this match has now been set between Tetsuya Naito and Ibushi. Now he's coming for the Intercontinental Championship, which was strange, but it makes sense with the story that he's trying to prevent Ibushi from unifying the titles. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but however, it ended with Tetsuya Naito pinning Yuji Nagata. I was like, wow. But we'll see what happens. Will he be successful to strip one of the titles from Ibushi? Well, we'll see what happens from there. Now, the next match is the main event, which is the 10-man tag team elimination match between Bullet Club members Chase Owens, God, Tama, and Tonga, Evil, and Jay White. Now, the reason these guys are in it is because each member has a problem with a member of Chaos. Yano, he has something that Chase Owens wants, which is the KOPW provisional trophy, and he wants to obtain it. Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto want the IWGP heavyweight tag team titles from God. Tomohiro Ishii wants to rip off the head of Jay White due to revenge that Jay White took out on him. And of course, Okada wants the face Evil for months since losing the New Japan Cup. But however, I knew the match was going to end in the favor of Bullet Club due to the fact that, if you guys know this, the God has Yado by their side. Evil has Dick Togo by his side. Even what's his name? Jay White has Ghetto. So that kind of helped out in the way to ensure that they win the match. So Basically, it's kind of simple if you guys follow the storylines in that way. So that is it for February 14th of Road to Castle Attack. So let's go for the following day on the 15th of February of Road to Castle Attack. All right, we got February 15th of the Road to Castle Attack by New Japan Pro Wrestling. So it starts out with a six-man tag team match. We got Young Lion member Yuya Umura teaming with Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto to take on Bullet Club members Yado and the God. Now, as you know this, Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto challenged the God for the IWGP title. So it's more of a preview. I was amazed how this match ended. I didn't expect it because, A, if you follow New Japan, if anybody has a young line, sometimes that there's a sign of indication that there's a 50-50 chance they could lose the match. But however, it did not go like that. So it was Yoshihashi that picked up the victory, allowing to have his team win the match. I'm like, wow, pretty good. Next match, once again, is Empire, Cobb, Osprey, and Great Khan taking on new members, new team for Tanahashi. This time he brought Yota Tsuji and Hiroyoshi Tenzan. However, the match did not go exactly like that. Apparently, Tanahashi was ready to do another attack on Great Khan, but Khan did not waver. But however, they reversed it. It started out that way. Once again, it was Jeff Cobb who picked up the victory for his team. But however, Khan is like still smiling, telling him that sooner or later the never open weight title will be in his possession, which is soon enough to see. Next match, we got Bullet Club members Phantasmo, Ishimori, and Takahashi taking on LIJ members Sanada, Bushi, and Takahashi. As once again, like I mentioned, Bushi and Hiromu are set to challenge the Ishimori and El Fantasma for the junior heavyweight tag team titles. Great match, and of course, ended with Sanada doing his infamous skull end maneuver on Yujiro, allowing him to win the match. Next match, we got Chase Owens, Vic Togo, Evil, and Jay White taking on Chaos members Sho, Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, and Okada. Once again, rivalries between these two continues. And of course, you don't forget, Evil has Togo. Jay White has what's his name? Ghetto. But however, it ended once again in Bullet Club favor, as always. Bullet Club with their tactics with trying to win always played a good factor in their matches, and that's how it ended with Bullet Club winning. Next match is LIJ Shingo Takagi and Tetsuya Naito facing off Nagata and Ibushi, but this time um, it was, as you know, Shingo's always after the toughest competitors, especially the stronger ones like Nagata. Excuse me. But however, it's still proven not enough to beat a guy like uh, Takagi. But it was Naito who won the match. So he made the pin as he normally does to prove a point. But he will be coming for the Intercontinental Championship from Ibushi's arms. So there will be more of Road to Castle Attack coming up. I'll review those as soon as possible. But for now, let's move forward with more Japanese wrestling. I'm going to combine these two in one segment. We got what is it? The AEW Women's World Title Championship Eliminator, the Japanese bracket, and Gatoh Move Pro Wrestling with special guest Hikaru Shida, AEW's Women's Champion. So let's review those two right now. Okay, so I'm gonna end it with this, with mostly the Yoshi wrestling coming. The first one's gonna be the AEW Women's World Championship Eliminator. As you know, this was set for weeks. The matches were taking place in Japan and Saitama, which is the dojo where Ice Ribbon is has. So basically, that's where they have their matches. So there's 8 women and 4 matches involved. First match, we got Mei Segura taking on the magical girl Yuka Sakazaki. Awesome match. I love some best moments in this one with both competitors, but who was gonna win it? But to me, I felt it was Yuka Sakazaki because a here in the United States, if you guys are fans of AEW, you know she's one of those girls that you want to be behind, enjoying watching her wrestle. She was part of the first AEW pay-per-view Double or Nothing, teaming with Aja Kong and Emi Sakura. Great match. I love how she won her match. Second one, we got Venny. She's also known as Asuka. No relations to Asuka in WWE. Taking on Emi Sakura. But this match was so hard hitting. I did not expect it whatsoever. Good match. I was like, okay, who's going to win it? But once again, it's to familiarize with the wrestlers that kind of felt they could deserve to be in it. The ones who we know. Emi Sakura is amongst those wrestlers, and she is still currently with AEW. So, Emi Sakura won her match. Next match, this one was one kind of like expected. We got Maki Ito. If you guys are big fans of her, you know what she does. You know her character wise. Taking on Ryo Mizunami. If you guys don't know who she is, Ryo Mizunami was in fact in the first ever AEW pay per view Double or Nothing. Now there was an interview that she did on a podcast on the Gatoh Move, and she said she was getting ready to retire, but being in Double or Nothing kind of changed her perspective, and I'm kind of glad that she never retired. I feel like she found her way back again to her love for wrestling, and I didn't expect her to be facing against Maki Ito. It was a good match. Now, some fans know who Maki Ito is here in the United States. There is a local guy I know who's a big fan of hers. I'm sure he was hoping, but Rio needs what's her name? Nuzazami really is more familiarized, but great match. I like it. Some great moments in this match, but it was Rio who won this one. Next match. Now, this person, I don't know who she is. Her name is Rin Kodakura. I heard that she's from the Marvelous Wrestling promotion, an all female promotion from the Yoshi style, taking on the legend Aja Kong. Basically, you can guess who won that one. Yeah, Aja Kong. So she wins her match. So we got Yuka Sasaki taking on Emi Sakura, Ryo Nizuzami taking Aja Kong. So this is gonna be a very interesting semifinals. Heard that this could take place on AEW Dark. Not sure, but we'll see what happens then. Now let's talk about the other promotion, Gatoh Move Pro. Now, if you guys aren't familiarized with that promotion, that is Emi Sakura's promotion. She has this other type of show called Choco Pro, which is a mat, but they have a wall they use to, how do I say this? They help them move around. But it was a good match. The first match, it was just, they only had 2 matches, but the first one is with Yuna Mizumori taking on Ryo Nizuzami. Um, it was a good, interesting matchup, but I wasn't too familiarized with the other girl, but I'll tell you anyway who won. Nuzuzami actually won this one, very hands down. Now the next match was a tag team match with Benny, better known as Asuka, teaming with Emi Sakura, taking on Best Bros, Mei Shigura, and this dude named Balian Aki. Now, Balian Aki is one of those men who wrestles in the women's, with women and intergenders. Really good guy. He's amazing. He actually translates the Japanese language to English for us, for those who don't understand what Emi Sakura and the rest are talking about. But for special guest referee, they got the AEW Women's Champion Hikaru Shida. This match was the bomb. It was so dope. I enjoyed it. Great moments. The best moment for me is when Balian kicked Benny outside and he jumped out, and uh, Shida was like, "What just happened?" And you can see they're in the back trying to stop each other from trying to save their partner. It was a great moment. But however, ended badly when they hurt Shida because they thought that because Sakura thought that she was being favoritism, but no, but it was Mei who actually picked up the victory on Sakura. But however, it didn't end the fun there. They went do a little rock paper scissors contest, so everybody else except Sakura were in competition who was going to be the one to do it, and luckily it was Veni, and she lost. So they have like their own version of rock paper scissors, a pretty good one. I'll see if I can link up that event for you guys so you guys get to see. That'll be in the description down below. So I think that's it for now. I'll see you guys in the next episode, same DWZ time, DWZ channel. So I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.